Hello, all. Fable here. Got the new phone, still figuring some things out. And I just, I was watching Sex in the City, and the last episode is Carrie giving up her apartment. She's having a goodbye to the apartment dinner. And they go around the room, around the table, I should say, and they say one word, something you want to give up. And before that, Shay said how she wanted to give up explaining herself to people, give up trying to identify herself to people. She's transitioning mentally. So that was just felt like perfect timing to me. I feel like this move is transitioning myself into me time, a lot of me time, a lot of focusing on me. Um, Trust me, will not be easy. Um, wow, didn't think I was gonna get emotional. Because my kids have been my focus and my granddaughter. And I think that's part of it. Um, and then I read this, went into Facebook and I read this. And it says, you deserve someone who can't wait to talk to you, spend time with you, and get to know you. Stop settling for half hearted, lukewarm, hesitant, and indecisive people. It's so much better to be alone than to be with someone that makes you feel alone. And I was kind of thinking, my paper tales. I was kind of thinking, maybe I have not been giving, like, maybe someone that was with me felt that way. Or when they met and I talk about my kids, and kids come first, number one. But was I putting too much on my kids because I was afraid of falling again after Frank? God, I really didn't think I'd get this emotional. Did they think, wow, this woman's got a lot going on, her kids, her, granddaughter, she's only going to be half in on this. So I don't know. Is that what they were thinking? That I wasn't putting 100% into this? That I couldn't put 100% into this? Stephen was in a relationship before me for 5 years, and her kids didn't come first, sadly. They did not. Her one daughter moved out, her older daughter, because she, came out to her mother that she was, preferred women. I don't know what the correct term is these days, so I don't want to offend anybody. And I thought, wow, that's sad. I could never, ever do that to my child, turn my back on my child. I mean, there's people that if their child gets involved with someone from another race, some that if they're, some cultures, they only want them to marry within that culture. I worked with a guy, now this is 2011 or 12, because I was with Frank, 2012, and his parents were Italian from Italy. Her parents were Italian from Italy, so 100% Italian. So their kids were 100% Italian. And his father asked about this girl his son was dating. And So they said one, but in all these DNA, like I did 23andMe, and we said we were German, Welsh, whatever. I got English, Irish, English, and a little Scandinavian. So if they did a 23andMe, would they come up 100% Italian? No. They become up even 80% Italian? Who knows? So I don't know. It's so old fashioned to think that way. That, and how can you disown a child if you're, not going to marry within your culture? And I don't know if I told you the story that I was dating this guy. He was Jewish, never married, no kids. His sisters were married, divorced, married, divorced. They were on their second marriage. The one sister was on her second marriage, lived in Israel. The other sister was divorced twice, but not remarried. Because she needed to find a Jewish gentleman. And I wouldn't say they were Hasidic, but they were very strict Jewish people. They would turn on the oven Friday night before sundown, and that oven would not go off until Sunday night. So if that oven ran, I was like, that's dangerous in my opinion, but who am I? But I learned a lot from him. But when I questioned him, I'm like, he went to a wedding, and he said, you'll never meet my friends and family. You'll never be my plus one at something that, like, you'll have your friends and your family but we'll be together. No, I'm not going to be someone's dirty little secret, because his family would not have approved, because, gosh, I was Christian, Catholic to boot, raised that. So, pardon my appearance. I was cleaning, purging, packing all day. This week is the big packing, although a little snafu in it. My son's girlfriend tested positive this morning for COVID. I was around her last night, but I tested myself, and I'm not. I mean, I wasn't that close to her, like physically that close to her. So thank goodness my granddaughter wanted, but unfortunately, I hope my granddaughter doesn't. She wasn't on top of her or anything. So she just wasn't feeling great, and she figured, oh, let me test for COVID, since we have the tests. I tested negative, thank God. My son went over there next door, but that's up to him. So sadly, I won't be seeing my granddaughter till Thursday, and then next weekend's not his weekend. So I'm a little sad about that. But I'm just getting back to, so I ended it with him because I felt he couldn't be 100%, like, really. We'd never be, he'd only giving me half of his time. And when there was a family function or something, like, he wouldn't come to my family function. I wouldn't go to his family functions. He made that clear to me. We'd spend time together, but basically be apart. I know people that have had those kind of it's just not me. I mean, I know people that it works great for them, and that's fine. Or after 10, 15 years, people we finally met her, we finally met him. But I need to mentally transition to, I love my kids with all my heart, but obviously they're having their own lives. My daughter is living with her boyfriend, and sure it's headed to marriage, because he can put up with her. God bless him. They kind of complement each other. She pushes him, things he doesn't, out of his comfort zone, and he's tolerant of her OCD. So And like I said, they have a puppy and they just really, like, she spoils the puppy a little bit much with buying stuff, but they kind of really um, work together and they're on the same page with that. So parenting, I think, will be fun. Um, Not yet, not anytime soon. I don't think my daughter's nearly ready. It might be a good 10 years out. I don't know. She's 25. I don't think she'll want to get married till she's like 30. And I think it'll be a couple of years before kids. I don't know. Could be wrong. Um, then the next, so I have to transition that. And my son's moving in with his girlfriend. And kind of, I've seen that not being invited to things with my granddaughter. Oops. I have this until I get my thing to hold the phone. So I have to transition mentally to this is my new life. I have to put me first. I have to concentrate on me. And maybe when I do that, like I'm still talking to this guy, but he doesn't want to talk on the phone. Yet I was going to ask him, did he want to talk on the phone? But he hasn't answered me. I said, hey, I'm sitting relaxing now. He's off today. What are you up to? And then I was going to propose to talk on the phone, say, oh, would you like to talk on the phone? I don't know. I feel like I'm pulling like the conversation out of him. Like he's very good with good morning, or how's your day? Or, hope your day is good and stuff like that. But I don't know. Again, I feel like, I want someone that wants to talk to me, but we're in the beginning stages, so I don't know that I should expect that now. But the thing that I need to give up is expectations. I have very high expectations of people because of the way I am. I expect people to be the way I am. And no. And I shouldn't have to explain myself. And so many people have offered to come to my new place and help me. And if you need any help, I wanted to, like, other than my kids helping me with the boxes and things. And I want that there. I want that there. I feel like certain people would come and be like, oh, I think you should put that there. Oh, no, I think that would be better there. And that's okay if I'm saying, hey, do you think this looks better there or there? I'm not really sure. But I think I'm going to get a lot of unsolicited advice. And I know that that's okay, because I can just change it once I leave. But then when they come over, oh, now I didn't feel it worked that way. So I might say to people, this is what time I'll be at the new place. If you want to come by, you want to help me, you don't have to, or if you just want to come by and see the place. Or I'll have more done, not next weekend, the weekend after. So in 2 weeks, if you want to come by and see the place. Or I'm thinking, once I'm in and settled, I'm going to have a pizza night. And you can come over, see the place, hang out, and, have pizza. I'm not really sure. But I'm not even putting it out there. Because, again, I have to start standing on my own 2 feet and doing. And I do depend on my son for, like, the garbage needs to go out, recycling needs to go. That's on me now. So I plan on doing is my daughter has this dual garbage can, and I plan on ordering that. I'm going to ask her. And one side is recycling, one side is garbage. So I'm pretty sure I have to recycle. I didn't ask yet. But my thing is find out where the garbage is. And I don't think I'll have garbage every like every day. But every couple of days, I don't want it to build. If it's almost full, I want to take it. I want to set up my laundry room because I want that to be organized. I want certain things in there. In my kitchen, I have a pantry closet. I want certain things in there. So I want the cleaning stuff in my laundry room. And again, I want to go to Home Depot and get like a shelf thing, freestanding, and put it against the wall, and then one at the back wall, one at the side wall, one in the back wall. And, the broom, the vacuum, which I might have to invest in a new vacuum. I think my stick vacuum is okay, but that's not going to cut it with rugs in all the rooms. I want to come up with like a cleaning schedule for like this day do this bathroom, this day, when I come home, this day do this bathroom, this day do that bathroom, this day do, and I won't have to really worry about the spare bedroom. But I have to mentally start thinking about these things and transitioning mentally. And I like that Shay said that. I have to stop worrying about what everybody thinks of me. And like, she works for a veterinarian now, and he said, well, she can handle it. She goes, they can handle it. They. And he's like, oh, sorry, old dog, And that, honestly, I do not get. Like, I think because going through school, it's he, her, she, her, she, him. They was plural. Them. Like, who you were referring to? It's, Sally. And then, so what should you write the next one? She went to the thing, or John, he went to the, Sally and John, they went to. So it's hard for me to wrap my head around that. They, them is not plural. But thinking about it in a way, they don't identify as a he or she, so they dress like a he, but they have the parts of a she. So that's why they. I mean, anybody has any comments on this, I'd love to hear it. And again, I'm not judging. I'm trying to understand. My kids are like, you don't get it, Mom. And I'm like, no, try to explain it to me. I'm not even going to begin to. So that just now talking to you, I'm like, well, maybe that's why they say they, them. Because they were a he and now they're a she, or they were a she and became a he. So they're kind of both, so they, them. I don't know. I could be totally off right here. But that person transitioning from either female to male or male to female, they have to also have people accept that. And I think I have to be strong. And like my sisters, they'll say something and I don't go back at them. And I think have to stand up for myself. I think I have to mentally say, listen, like, you might not agree, but this is what I want to do, or this is how I want to live my life. And, or this is, they think it's ridiculous that I have my dog as an emotional support animal. I don't need to have that in my new place. I had to in order to bring her in my first place. And I was like, oh, no animals? Well, I might as well not even look. She's like, well, if she's an emotional support animal. I'm like, she's not. Well, it's very common, I hear, to get a dog. It's very easy to get one, you know, as an emotional support animal. I think it's being abused. Um, I do have a form of epilepsy. It's mini malls, they call. Like, I have blackout too. I haven't had one though since March 4th of 1990 because I take my medication. I don't want to come off the medication. It does deplete my vitamin D. That's annoying. Then from there, I wouldn't be able to drive. I risk, having a seizure. Um, I limit my caffeine. I limit like the light shows and the blinking light strobe lights. I very much limit. Now I don't drink at all, just because of liver issues, but I hardly ever drank. And so I keep that under control. So it's good to have her for that. She's not trained to like, but I think she'd bark and bark and bark and bark that someone would be like, holy hell, what is going on? But in the age of, the Apple Watch, I actually am going to turn on my Apple Watch the fall feature once I move in alone, because you never know. I mean, I fall like my mother. I could be laying there for days and days on end, and then of course not good. I think that's when my mother went downhill like really fast with her non-alcoholic cirrhosis, and I think she kind of gave up because it was very difficult. She had a lot to deal with. So I don't want to go down that path. It was not fun to watch. I'm sure it wasn't fun for her to deal with. So I have to set up too with my kids. Like, you need to check in on me and friends. And most of my friends have my children's phone numbers. So you need to check in on me. Um, and my daughter's very good about that. My son, I'd probably be laying on the floor for days. um, but, and there's a fob into my building. So I'm hoping I get 2 fobs because I really, my son is not good. He loses things. Like, I gave him $40 to go to the bagel store today, and he's looking all around for the 40. It was in the street, in the middle of the street. He dropped it in the street. Luckily, no one picked it up. I was like a little annoyed, but he was the one out the $40, not me. I wasn't giving him another $40. So I think that's going to go to my daughter. I know she's all the way in Bayonne, but she could be here in a half hour. Both get keys, if I'm allowed to make extra keys. So he loses the key, I will kill him. But I don't know, maybe you got to get the keys from them because there's something in their key deposit. So maybe you're not allowed to. I don't know. I'd have to check that out. But I have a patio. So I'm thinking about, like, where can I hide it there on the patio? Nothing obvious, nothing, not a rock, hide a rock thing or something that isn't supposed to hide a key. I don't want it obvious. But I don't want someone going through or everything on my patio to try to get in. I'm also going to get like almost like a broomstick, as long as round like a broomstick, and put it in. And it's not going to be tight in, like, I don't want to scrape it, those sliders, but like about that much. So you get in that much, well, my dog's going to start barking her head off if she's there. So just a couple of things that I'm going to do, that I'm getting myself ready. So mentally transitioning. And like I said, maybe someone felt that I could wait to talk to them. Maybe they felt like I didn't want to get to know them. Or maybe they thought I was half-hearted going into this, that I wouldn't be someone that could give this relationship 100% to get to know them. So I'm going to try to change that. I really am. I'm going to try to be very organized in my new place. I was in here, I'd say, the first 3-4 years. The last almost 3 years, 2.5 years, kind of, my dog's dying. You know, both of them were sick. They were peeing, they were pooping in the house. And I had pee-pee pads everywhere, dealing with it, cleaning it up. It was just draining. So, kind of let some things go. But this new place, new start, fresh start. So mentally transitioning into this is going to stay organized. It's over time, it's not going to lapse. So I want to hear, like I said, feedback. People that have gone through this, all of a sudden living on their own. The kids grown, out on their own, doing their own thing. My kids still are close to me, but I don't want them to feel like they have to. I want them to feel that they want to talk to me. They want to be with me. They want to go to dinner with me. They want to spend time with me. Not that they have to. I don't want them to feel they have to. So that is my goal. So I'm going to end this now because my nose is starting. And I know from my nose starting it's going to drain down. And then I'm going to start coughing or I'm going to start sneezing. And it's not going to be fun. So hopefully I'm going to take you on this journey of transitioning and the move and getting stuff in. And this couch over here out. I'm going to put it up actually free. And I'll say it needs a little TLC. But tomorrow night I think I'm not mentally prepared to. Plus it's raining. It wants to come. You know, I'll do it tomorrow night. But hope everybody's, safe this weekend. And if you weren't in our rainy area, God bless. Hope you had nice weather. So I'm going to say goodbye to everybody. Talk to you later.